everyone. I did a reading on Joe Biden. Sorry. I did a reading on Joe Biden a couple of days ago, and where he's at in this process. I also did a reading on Kamala Harris. Now, this was a couple of days ago. I haven't really been able to get onto Twitter. My phone got stolen. And I just want to I want to say something. I've been getting the mail I should be getting. I had ordered a computer in the past and never got it. A bank card was supposed to be sent to me, never got it. I was supposed to get my phone that got stolen in the mail through insurance, never got it. It's like when you live in a certain spot for so long, these things, like me being hit on the road just the other night going to get pizza, people just hit you. A couple years ago, I was driving when I'm getting stopped. They just pretty much hit you from behind. You call the cops don't come. You wave down the cops, they just look at you, keep on driving. They're all in on this, guys, and there's so much that's happened to me. It's like I gotta watch my back when I leave the house. So I forgot why I was just talking about that, but I wanted to do a reading on what's going on with Biden right now. Oh, because the reason I brought that up is because I thought I could get on my Twitter. I did, but I forgot to do certain things with my account so I can get back in, so I still can't get back in because my phone got stolen, and I was able to get on temporarily, but I forgot to adjust my account so I can keep logging back in, and I didn't do that, so that's why I haven't been on Twitter. But I wanted to talk about this reading I did on Biden. God darn it. So, Biden right now feels, okay, so when I did this reading on Biden, I was actually surprised that I saw him in bed, laid out. And the reason is because my reading showed that he's overwhelmed under the pressure of the falsehood and misrepresentation that him and his party are trying to dupe America with. Things like lies, dishonor, disloyalty, and those things are getting to him. He's kind of like having a breakdown plus with the reality of the voter fraud coming to light and being disputed, and how far in the process now it's being disputed, and how it keeps continuing in that process to be disputed. That's getting to Biden. So he's dealing with that pressure. It's getting to him. So I'm not really sure if he actually does have a leg injury. I was surprised to see him in bed laid out after I did that reading, and I was able to, look him up on Twitter. I was surprised he was laid back in bed because it coincides with my reading. Either they're lying about this leg injury when he was petting his dog. They don't want to say to the American people. They have to find a reason behind him being laid out in bed. Biden, a huge percentage of Biden wants to just throw in the towel. He's trying to recover from that. So I don't know if that was a lie to cover up what's really going on with him breaking down under the pressure, and how far they're investigating this fraud. But I know Biden right now has cold feet, and he's worried. He's worried. And on the other hand, CCP Xi Jinping, a member of the Communist Party that had a meeting with Biden years ago, isn't happy with this. They're not happy with Biden's cold feet. You know, Communist China has paid Biden a lot of money over time to fulfill what he has promised and set out to do for Communist China. So Biden is worried because of the pressure he feels now, because he's starting to feel defeated. Things come to light, possibly him not being president. But also, he's worried about letting down Communist China, the money they've given him, how they've entrusted him to fulfill his obligation to them, and how this is going to make Biden look to his associates, whether it's the left radical Democrats or it's CCP, whoever is on his team. Right now they're looking down on him. They're not happy with him. They're feeling like he is not dependable to fulfill the task that he was bragging. Oh, I'm the guy that has the influence. I'm the guy that can get the job done. So they feel like he's kind of surrendering and crashing to the pressure, and disappointed in him. And Biden is kind of scared he may be in debt to them. It could be financially. It could be Biden being looked down on among his communist left radical associates as being a loser, not fulfilling his task, what he set out to do. They're all depending on Biden. And everyone's trying to help him. Pelosi, Obama, everybody's running around trying to make sure Biden fulfills this agenda. Because Biden can't stand up on his own. Biden doesn't have what it takes. He's cracking. I know mentally he's cracking. But the question is, did he really have a leg injury, or are they kind of just using that as an excuse to hide what's really going on? So right now Biden is being looked at from his counterparts, his satanic, communist, terroristic, socialist counterparts. He's being looked down on as not dependable. He can't pull through, and his very life may be in danger if he fails to follow through on his end of the bargain. And if he can't pull it off, he's worried what could happen to him. Again, CCP, all the people backing Biden, terroristic, socialism, CCP, left radical Democrats, they need Biden to pull up his girl panties and strut his stuff like he's the man and he won, but Biden's kind of, the pressure's getting to him. So there's a lot of fighting in my reading. I saw a lot of bickering, arguing, fighting behind the scenes with Biden, with the left radical Democrats. They're panicking, they're arguing. Biden's cracking under the pressure because Trump is cracking down legally. I mean, when it comes to these radical Democrats, these terrorists, when they come at us with some bullshit, like they do with everything they put their hands in, when they come with their bullshit, we have to see it for what it is. We can't make excuses for it. And we gotta put some legal fire under their butts. Pronto. No more making excuses. This is how these devils gotta be handled. Can't be nice to them. They see that as a weakness, and then they give you a guilt trip, and they try to dupe you with some more manipulation, deceit, lies, and fraud. Before you know it, you're like, oh my God, These Dominion machines are 75% of the machines made in CCP. How come? How did we get here? How did we get this far? How did we allow this to happen? We can't allow them any traction. It's a detriment to the people. And I wrote this, the agenda, last year. Is a detriment to society, to the people. So now the pressure that's been getting to Biden, they're feeling if they can fraud this election, Kamala's going to have to step up and take control. But she is also facing flights of uncertainty, of insecurity, and negativity, not only within herself, because she knows she is not qualified. She does not have the leadership skills to be president. She's freaking out. Everyone's fighting amongst each other behind the scenes. And she also knows that she was catapulted fraudulently to the position where she's at right now. And if she fails, she has a lot at stake, just like Biden. So when she said Biden was in bed and they may not keep him alive, or they may keep him alive, she's not joking. That's how these terrorists work. You do business with terrorists, and you don't deliver. It's not like you can just quit your job, go home, put your feet up on the sofa and watch TV and go about your life. There's consequences. So she's freaking out as well. She knows she doesn't have the qualifications or leadership to be president. She's concerned about the amount of investigation and attention the fraud in this election has over the people and the president, and how they're cracking down on it. And I sense that they really, these devils have been planning for this for a long time. Everything they set out to do to attack our Constitution, to attack our people, to attack our president, to try to take away our liberties and our freedom, and try to say, oh, it's COVID. All this crap they put on us, I've already compared them to abusive parents. These devils are so abusive, but they walk around with these flowery little messages, but their messages never match their actions. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so I don't sense, they plan very carefully. Satanics plan very carefully. These people are satanics. They plan for everything. They're very organized. These domestic terrorists that stalk my ass, Scientology, they're very organized. But the problem is, I don't really feel that they had they didn't really have an intricate plan on how they were going to handle this coming to light. I think they were so convinced and they felt so confident that they duped the people. You had Soros say, oh, don't worry, President Trump's going to be gone in 2020, if not sooner. And you have an Antifa member who was working and within the project of these voting machines, fraud voting machines, saying, I think he was like a programmer or something. He was saying something to the likes of, oh, don't worry, because there's no way President Trump's going to win. I'm going to make sure of that. These devils, end up being the demise of their own making. So let's see what else. Oops. Ouch. So as far as CCP, when I did a reading with about CCP, they're not happy with Biden right now. Biden kind of crushing under the pressure. They're close to writing Biden off. They're almost starting to feel like he's dead weight, like he's almost becoming more of a liability than an asset in their grandiose plan. And I feel like they're almost close to writing him off, or he's on the cusp of being written off. And Biden's worried he's going to be looked down upon, or somehow blacklisted or looked at as if that he failed, and no one's going to want to work with him no more. In CCP, I sense this feeling like Biden's not dependable, and they can't count on Biden. So they're, pushing him to stand up and be brave, as if there's no fraud going on, and to take control. And meanwhile, behind the scenes, Kamala and him, they're all fighting amongst each other. They didn't plan for the truth to make traction. And so I was going to do another reading today, and I haven't been able to do it yet. But I just wanted to kind of do a quick reading on where Biden is at, Kamala Harris, and CCP. So, as far as President Trump being president or the left winning, I'm going to save that for another reading. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.